Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wild. Today we are talking about gaslighting via delivery apps. When it comes to Doordash, Grubhub, Uber Eats, most of the time I find everything in articles, but every now and then you find something cute on Twitter. In this case, this person ended up receiving a Doordash driver when she ordered on Grubhub. Now, say what you want about the validity of this, but it wouldn't be surprising, especially since Grubhub has been potentially selling out. I actually made a video about them potentially selling out. I will leave that video in the description. I really hope that Doordash isn't the one to acquire it, but this may be a sign of the few steps that maybe they are. I actually want to see what's going on here. I want to talk about what is being said, and with that said, let's get started. Gaslighting via delivery apps, a threat. Yo, at Doordash help and at Grubhub care. Help me figure this out. I ordered through Grubhub and got a text link to track my order. The DD website pops up. The total Doordash is more than I paid through Grubhub. The question then becomes, were you charged the Doordash amount or were you charged the Grubhub amount? That's not 100% clear. Now, the other point to be made is it possible Doordash is just fulfilling Grubhub orders? Yeah, potentially. Doordash has a white label service. I feel like we've talked a lot about that, but let's give you a quick refresher. You order on Doordash. The order on Doordash goes straight to the restaurant and into the delivery pool. The order gets sent to Dashers all around until eventually it gets accepted. Dasher goes to the restaurant, picks up the order, and delivers it to the customer. Duh. Second way, which it seems like Grubhub is utilizing here, is through what I would call a fourth-party app. Customer orders through fourth-party app, either sends it to the restaurant or to Doordash, depending on how they set it up. The order goes into the delivery pool and to the restaurant, and eventually a Dasher will pick up the order. Same gist, except the difference is now it's a completely different brand name. You would typically see this with Chow Now, Menufy, Caviar, which was its own app, and then Doordash bought it out. And of course, you can order through the restaurant itself, then in which case it would request a driver from Doordash and then have a Doordash come. With that said, Grubhub is its own app with their own driver. So shouldn't it, and the word is shouldn't they have the opportunity to fulfill the order themselves? Maybe. Let me explain. Grubhub is one of the big three. But as the member of the big three, they have like 10-11% of the market share, which means that it is 100% possible that they're just not as active in certain markets as they are in others. You could say the same thing about Doordash and Uber Eats as well, but with Doordash and Uber Eats, they are in every market on such a firm level. If they're not there, there's no delivery in that area as a whole. Absolutely not. Would it make sense for Grubhub to act as a fourth-party app in that market since they don't have as much of a foothold there yet, and then have a Doordash driver fulfill the Grubhub order? Absolutely. Now, here's the other side to that. Is it also possible that Grubhub is just pawning off some of the no-tip orders onto Doordash? Absolutely. There's a lot of speculation on this already. But let's take a look at these images. This looks like this is from Grubhub. She paid for a pasta twist, $11.99. Tiramisu, $6.99. The subtotal was $18.98. The sales tax was $140. Grubhub Plus, free delivery, so she actually signed up for their Grubhub Plus program. The tip was $3.06, which is below the threshold that she should, but okay. She used a $5 promo, and the total she paid was $18.44. Now, this is the page you would see on Doordash, which I'll tell you what, I've never seen this page on Doordash, and maybe it's because I don't order on Doordash much, but I've never personally seen it. Chicago's Pizza with a Twist, Drive. Wednesday, May 4th at 8:12 p.m. Amir A, a $3.99 tip added. She ended up being forced to tip more for some reason. That's weird. And the total was $18.98 for the two items. times. She covered the address and left a please leave at door and text customer message. Probably was an automatic response. So it was a 54-cent raise, and most of that actually went to the driver, assuming that the driver got the full tip. I don't know if I would define this as gaslighting yet. I guess I could see how someone could be upset that their tip was adjusted, but I don't know about this so far. I checked both apps. Grubhub has a record of my delivery. DoorDash doesn't. The receipt above is from the text link. The delivery guy called because my building requires a code to get in, and it's automatically in the Grubhub notes, but I have to manually select it on DD. I think that's natural, actually speaking, that DoorDash wouldn't actually have the record because you went through Grubhub. DoorDash just did the logistics, if anything. And funny enough, DoorDash doesn't provide delivery information to restaurants either, as far as their history goes. So it wouldn't surprise me if Grubhub did the same thing. I told him I ordered via Grubhub, and he said he works for DoorDash, not Grubhub. So, how the hell did this happen? Like I said, Grubhub probably utilized DoorDash's white label program, so that way they could make money on the order while at the same time saving money on the driver. But I'll tell you what, this proves a point in itself. Like, people get upset when they hear a DoorDash driver deliver their order. They did not want a DoorDash driver, they wanted a Grubhub driver. This is actually me clarifying information, but she never got back to me.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Hey Jesse, I might be making a video about this. I would like to clarify something so I don't spread wrong information. Were you charged the DD price or the GH price? Gnome is a hermit replied with, I lost the thread at Palank Paneer Pasta. Oh, that sounds heavenly. Yeah, I gotta tell you, regardless of whoever delivered this, she's got good taste. It's delicious. Getting over is not. Yeah, that sucks and super confusing. I don't know if it's really getting over. I mean, you ordered through Grubhub and DoorDash delivered it. And fun fact about Grubhub drivers, they are probably also DoorDash drivers and Uber Eats drivers. So it wouldn't surprise me if that's the path that they were taking. I mean, the total on DD is the subtotal from GH, but why you got a DD person from the GH app, I don't know. Sounds wild, especially funny when you know that many drivers multi-app when they are working. Yeah, this sounds more like a financial side on the Grubhub corporate side, because if they're outsourcing the DoorDash, they may be testing something or they're having financial issues on their end. Yeah, I get that they dual app, but how the heck did my Grubhub order end up on DoorDash in the first place? Yeah, that one is strange. I wonder if it took some of the tip too when it moved over. Actually, it looked like Amir A ended up getting more of a tip because what they put initially is $3.06, whereas on DoorDash, he got $3.99. I would have loved to hear from Amir to see if she actually got the full tip, but nevertheless, definitely looks like he got more of a tip in that case. Grubhub Care response, so we can investigate this issue further. Can you DM us with your email address and order number? And they're handling it on their end, assuming that they're actually handling it. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. None of you pay me. There you go. It's a very interesting situation, and I think this gave me a bit of a heart scare when I initially saw it a while ago and I was waiting for this person's response.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Because it made me a little concerned that Grubhub was going to get bought out by DoorDash. But I remember watching on the GigTube podcast and specifically saying that DoorDash is not looking to grow based on acquisition anymore. I think all three of them are shifting and trying to figure out how to differentiate from each other. Because so far, DoorDash, Grubhub, and Uber Eats are all trying to shift in multiple different directions. DoorDash is trying to maximize the value of their white label program. Grubhub is trying to look for a way out at this point. While also Grubhub is looking to maximize the value of their virtual restaurants through MasterChef, TikTok kitchens, and things to that effect. I'll leave a video in the description talking about the MasterChef video. Feel free to check that out. And Uber Eats is trying to maximize the value of their aggregator program through becoming a super app for all things rideshare and food delivery, which I thought was pretty cool. All three of them are starting to realize that they need to take different paths from each other, differentiate from their services. Because right now, all three of them are basically carbon copies of each other as far as an app goes. DoorDash has wrecked their reputation as a whole because people actually get mad when they realize they get a DoorDash driver. Grubhub, I feel like they've just been taking L's left, right, and center between what's been going on in New York City and just losing market share over and over again. Whereas Uber Eats is, again, the better app as an aggregator program, but I don't think they have a white label program yet, if they're even going to take that path at all. It's very interesting to see a post like this because I think it's a sign of what may come, but I don't think DoorDash is going to buy out Grubhub yet. And I'm saying that because of what was discussed over at the GigTube podcast and throughout all of the DoorDash news so far. I will leave a link to the GigTube podcast in the description. Feel free to check them out. I'm there Thursday mornings with GigTube. Feel free to join us. We always have a good time talking about what's been going on in the gig economy. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!